Hello and welcome to Behind the Scent, a series where I discuss the process and backstory of my perfumes. Those familiar with my brand know of my classic Hollywood collection, and today I'll be discussing GILDA, the first perfume that kicked off that collection. It was around 2015-2016, and I was researching signature scents of old Hollywood stars. I found that Rita Hayworth was known to favor Arpège by Lanvin. Now, Rita was actually a collector of perfumes, so there were several that she enjoyed, but it's known that Arpège and Shalimar were among her absolute favorites. At the time, I hadn't explored smelling actual vintage fragrances very much, so I would just look at listed notes and read reviews online to try and get the idea of the essence of these scents. Reading about Arpège, at first glance, as someone starting out, I saw that it was a floral with some warm base notes, amber, vanilla, and bergamot in the opening. I worked with what materials I had to blend something vaguely based upon the notes I found online. Back then I didn't have the library of materials that I have now, so what I ended up creating was an ylang-dominant floral supported by rose, jasmine, a hint of lily of the valley, a little iris in the heart notes. The opening is bergamot paired with orange flower, and the base contains a hint of vanilla, a tiny bit of sandalwood, a healthy dose of patchouli, and styrax in the base. The result was one of my best-selling perfumes, and I went on to create other perfumes in a similar manner for the Classic Hollywood collection. In fact, many of my inspired by scents are based on perfumes I have read about but haven't smelled, so they aren't meant to be dupes or copies. Since the release of my GILDA perfume, I've acquired a bottle of the real Arpège by Lanvin, a vintage bottle, and it is quite different. In addition to the notes in GILDA, it also contains aldehydes, peach, honeysuckle, coriander, vetiver, musk, benzoin, and labdanum. While I have no plans to reformulate GILDA, I'd love to create another Rita Hayworth fragrance with those notes included, so maybe in the future that will be another creation to keep an eye out for. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Behind the Scent.